Okay, Business 301. This is Tanner Cheel, financial management online course, and this is the stock recommendation report on Vivint Smart Home Corporation. Now, why Vivint? Vivint is only 8 years old, 6 years old at this point, and 5 years old. Now it's 2017, and in a matter of 5 years, they went from Apex, which was only a couple $100,000 company, to a $2 billion company. And they do alarms, and they currently hold about 1 million customers, and they just crossed that last year. And what's interesting about this company is that Blackstone is $200 billion private company, and they invest. I don't know what that is. And Blackstone bought Vivint out, and also Vivint Solar. They bought them for $2 billion in 2015, and they're projected to be $3 billion by 2019. The guy on the left here, that is Todd Peterson. He's the one that brought it from a small garage company, door knocking company Apex, to a smart home automation company. Magnificent growth. And so these are two of the reasons why I recommend Vivint. But also, Forbes magazine places Vivint as one of the best employer companies. Their targets are mainly college students and college graduates. And they're also number 46 most promising company on the Fortune 500. Vivint is pretty impressive, and it looks like they have a very bright future. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But right now, let's just focus on some of the stocks, some of the important market features that it has. But I will emphasize on why they are just blowing their competitors out of the water. So here's some stats. Their earnings per share and their return on equity. Ever since 2012, the year they also went public, until 2016. Looks like these numbers have been growing a bit, and in 2015, they did a program where if you're an employee, you could buy stocks at a discount price, and many of the employees put a significant amount of their summer sales revenue into buying stocks. And in 2015, about 50% of the stocks were bought out by its own employees. Now, if that's good or bad, I still don't know, because it's only been 1 or 2 years since that happened. The market has just been pretty stable in how it's growing. And if you take a look at the numbers there, the graph is kind of just a general graph. The sales and how it's grown just a teeny bit compared to the orange part. I really don't know what the orange part is, to be honest, but this is from the direct Vivint website. And competitors, the biggest competitors is ADT, the logo on the right. And this is an alarm company that owns 5 million customers, which is 5 times the amount Vivint has at the point. However, Vivint claims that they're in a different market, where Vivint has smart homes. We'll talk about what that is a little bit later. But ADT has just simple home alarms. So Vivint does home alarms, but they also found a niche in the market where they're doing home automation. Other competitors include Fluent Alarms, 24-hour Monotronics, Protection One. Aloha Alarm is what we see often driving down the road here. You see their signs in people's yards. And all these companies actually hold under 500,000 customers, while Vivint is over 1 million, and the biggest one, ADT, is over 5 million customers. So you can see that it's a very unbalanced market at this point, and there's a lot of void spaces for this market to grow, and Vivint is just taking it to the next level. Use of other information, economic stats. Vivint is not only moving towards alarms. They're moving towards home automation, like I mentioned. And what smart home means is you can control with your phone, with internet. You can control your doors, your lights, your garage, your windows, your temperature. And this is the direction that Vivint is going in. They're not doing simple alarms. They're looking to control your whole house with your phone. And the economic stats say that no one is going towards this direction, save maybe Apple. So Vivint is a competitor with not just other alarm companies, they're a competitor with Google and Apple and other smart home developers. There's a rumor that Vivint TV could come out soon to compete with Google Chrome and Apple TV, but that's just a rumor. We'll see what happens. And Vivint's success is mainly based off of their sales force. And like I said, and if you look at the revenue, about 100%, almost 100% of their revenue comes from door-to-door knocking. That means it's most important to get a steady flow of new sales reps coming in every year. So what Vivint does, this is genius, they actually go to colleges and recruit, and they recruit the young guys that want to learn sales, want to learn business. And if you look at the stats of how well they recruit, you're also looking at the stats of how much revenue they will get. So if you're smart, you won't look at the revenue growth, you will also look at their employee growth. And that is one thing we need to look for in companies, how they make their money, and what other stats are related to how their revenue is going to grow. And that's, in conclusion, invest in Vivint stock because it is a new company, it is very promising, it has a huge amount of growth space. The only downfalls Vivint has, risks, is unstable customers and their contracts. Customers could opt out. However, most people have an alarm to feel safe, and they all have alarms for long-term investments. So invest in Vivint.